It'd be awesome. The comedy show recap today is brought to us by PCC. So let's get a PCC read in. Then we're going to show Anthony. We'll discuss Anthony. Then we'll show a little of mine. We'll discuss, and we will.
We're going to show half of Anthony's set. Which
literally
is
half of Anthony's set. But before you do that, Anthony, stand-up's probably not in your future, but if you do need a second job outside of UCSS, PCC Airfoils is looking for new employees. If you need a job, PCC is where to go. I got to find the read. I used to have this memorized, and now I don't have it anymore. But I found the email. PCC Airfoils is the leading airfoil manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, Minerva. Hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and the signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more. And they can promise you, this is added to the read today, they will not make you do stand-up for losing in fantasy football. So, Anthony, you're off the hook, bud. I got a thumbs up. Thanks,
good.
Anthony.
Very good.
Should we just play Anthony's clip, and then we'll react?
Yes.
We'll move on. Steve, let's see Anthony.
Holy, I can't see anybody. This is perfect. Thank you. Turn the lights up. Thank you. So, as Mike Polk mentioned, I'm from Parma. And I did write out a bunch of stuff to do this stand-up. I'm from Parma. The only thing I've ever memorized is how to get to my house and how to get to the Parma Tavern, pink flamingos, and that Drew Carey is the second coming of Jesus Christ. So everything I have is just out the window. But my last name, for those of you who don't know me, I am Anthony Antonelli, and I am not related to the Antonelli cheese, whatever the hell they are. I wish I was, but at this point in my life, I think cheese... you. I think cheese would actually kill me at this point in my life. If for anybody who doesn't hear the booze, that's my entire friend group down there. They're the only ones who I expected to laugh tonight, so don't feel bad in the back. Tyvis, I'm looking at you, though. I will rig true or false. Don't with me.
And that was half of it.
Yeah.
That was actually 54%.
It's even shorter than I remember.
I got to tell you, I thought Anthony in the first minute got off to a good start.
Yeah.
He had energy.
In the first minute.
Yeah. And then he just crashed and burned.
In minute 2.
And he was done.
Anthony, did you have more, but you just tapped out because you didn't feel the room?
I kind of forgot everything once I got up there. So
Yeah.
I was like, I know there's green tea shots waiting for me on the table, so I'm out of here.
You should have just.
I don't blame you.
You didn't have notes? You could have looked at your notes.
I've never seen that.
I did
though.
have notes on my phone, yes.
I've never seen a comic take scripts.
Yeah, but he's not a professional.
I know, that's true.
But I thought he was funny in the beginning.
No, I thought he landed a couple of jokes.
Yeah. I like the cursing.
They're giving you the Randy Jackson.
This is what Mike Polk's dad told me. If you can't be funny, be likable. And he said I was likable, so I'll take it.
You're definitely likable. Absolutely. And so is McNuggets, but McNuggets was also funny, which is why I think everybody, left with a big smile on their face, because you're likable, you were self-deprecating, and you were certainly funny.
Yeah, you want to play it?
Yeah.
Let's do
We
it,
got
man.
4.5 minutes. This is the first half of my set. Steve, whenever you're ready, let's take it. So I want to tell you about the first bet I made on January 1st when Cleveland came. I don't use the sports books because you can't get the real props on sports, but you got to go to a real bookie. And I don't trust sports. I trust people. So I made a bet on Bull. But you don't even know if you know about this yet. I made a health bet on Bull that by the end of January, this is a crazy parlay, he was going to have pneumonia, pink eye, an upper respiratory virus, and knives in the throat. And then as I was closing out, my bookie's like, do you want diabetes? It's minus 2,000. I was like, it's a f***ing lock. Okay. And then this happened. Polk, please play the clip. Play the damn clip.
Over the last 12 days, knives in the throat, a terrible cold, pneumonia, ear infection, and pink eye. And that's all that I can remember right now. Plus, they took a blood test because they were a little worried I had diabetes. Fortunately, I don't have diabetes.
That was so good.
That was great.
Are you kidding me, Bull? I've never been so upset to find out my friend doesn't have diabetes. Where's Tyvis at? We got some elite athletes in the house, myself and Tyvis. If y'all don't know, Tyvis was the 2015 National Championship MVP at Ohio State. Give a round of applause to Tyvis. Let's go. What's up, Tyvis? So, here's the thing about Tyvis, is he still thinks he's an elite athlete. Like, if you ask Tyvis right now, honest to God, Tyvis, can you start in center field for the Guardians tomorrow? Absolutely. Could you beat Usain Bolt in a race?
That's my cousin, but I smoke him.
Hey, Here's the thing. It might be true. He might be able to do those things. But here's what I do know. For real? Well, good shit. Happy cousin. Your cousin's better than you. But here's the thing. Here's what I do know about Tyvis. Here's the thing about Tyvis. That he may be able to do all those unbelievable athletic feats, but he can't outrun his own hairline. Like when I get my own Netflix special, we're gonna do a quick cut of Tyvis. Like, y'all see how high up that shit is? I love you, Tyvis. I love you, Tyvis. Hey, be quiet. Hold on. I just realized something. I met Jay in April. That's 10 months of knowing Jay Crawford, and that is the first time since I've met Jay that he's let anybody finish a complete thought without interrupting. Hey, did Brad come? Serious question. Did Brad come? I really can't see. He's still fair game. Do y'all know Brad Sellers?
Do you ever hear why Brad didn't
7
show
feet
up?
tall, mayor of Warrensville. Here's the best part about working with Brad. The man is consistent. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. The Guardians farm system, who the Cavs should draft, separation of church and state, the difference in a sweet potato and a yam. This is Brad's answer to every single question. Y'all know I played with Michael Jordan? Yeah, Brad, we know. We know. What up, Jason Lloyd? I see you back there. I actually can't see you, but I know you're back there. Y'all ever realize Jason always looks pissed off? Like, it doesn't matter what's going on, Jason looks pissed off. There you go. He said it, not me. I think I figured out why, y'all. Could you imagine being on the original LeBron beat back in 2003 with Brian Windhorst, Dave McMenamin, Chris Haynes, and all those guys have gone through big things. Haynes with TNT, McMenamin's in LA, Windhorst is on ESPN, and your big move was from Akron to Avon Lake?
I thought that was the best line of the whole thing.
That was funny. Tracy actually was mad about it, though.
How much time do I got left?
Tracy was mad.
About that line?
Yeah, she's like, that's
I got
personal.
8 minutes left, y'all. Let me tell y'all a little
Trust me.
secret. I have
Jason,
never
you were
lasted
just
this long in my entire life. Like, usually 90 seconds in, I'm smoking a cigarette already, trying to figure out what excuse I'm going to use to tell this girl I was the worst sex she's ever had in her entire life.
My mom left with this one.
It's true. There's like one of you out there that may know that. You know what? I thought, though, coming to Cleveland and becoming, I'm going to brag on myself for a sec, so give me my kudos. I am the single most famous Cleveland-based, Tegna-streamed YouTube producer in the country. And I thought that was going to have me drown in And then I came to the harsh realization of this. You know how hard it must be for a girl to get excited about hooking up with a dude named McNuggets? And that is the part we clipped.
That was good.
Yeah.
It was just
That was
as good
great.
the second time.
It was hilarious.
It was just as good the second time.
The only, I actually think if Mike was like a real comedian, that was decent for a real comedian.
Did you take a shot at G. Bush?
No, I said that to him last
No.
night. I'm like, how do you leave out G. Bush?
How do you leave out
He
our
said he couldn't
man?
think of anything to
There's-
go
there's
with. I said
nothing-
you should have used what I said, which is he's here last second.
I mean,
Yeah, well, you know what? It hit me late. G. Bush is a makeup artist. I should have absolutely roasted him.
Oh,
Dude, you
man.
could have talked.
That's
I
right.
told you
Yeah.
that. You could have talked about his 7,000 weddings. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a
yeah.
lot there.
Plenty of material, plenty of meat on the
Hey,
bone.
you know,
I know. Well, listen, I had to save
Bad
something.
job by you, as Paul
I had to
would say.
save
Yes,
something
yes.
for the second half.
yeah, you know.
I had to save something for the second half. And by second half, I mean my second Netflix special, which is coming next year.
But it was a great job. For a non-comedian, it was an A.
It was great.
Actually, you should,
Nailed it.
We should do this yearly. We should do it every
We
year.
should do it yearly.
You know what? I like that idea. I think I talked to the folks from the club afterwards, and they said it was a huge success. They
Yeah.
get much better turnout than they expected. And I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea, bro.
I spoke to the owner after. Just,
Yeah, I did. The owner.
Yeah.
So we should, who turns 80
Yeah.
coming up. I think that's a great idea.
And this time, y'all got to actually do sets. If McNuggets can do it, y'all got to do a set on your own.
I'll do it. I don't give.
I told Jason
I
we
thought
signing
there.
Jason up. We signing Jason up. And then
We
think
gotta get
about
Jason and Tyvis up next time.
Doesn't it have to be the last place? person
Yeah,
in
true.
the fantasy league again.
Yes, yeah.
I'll just have the Athletic do my draft every year. I'm good.
By the way, when Mike, at one point in his stand-up, we didn't see it here, at one point Mike did this thing where he took out his phone and he was pretending he was getting a call from Deep Podesta about what to do. I actually thought that was going to be you making fun of Jason at the fantasy draft.
See, I think
That's what I thought you were doing.
Anthony said he had a joke in there.
Yeah.
He probably forgot about me rigging the draft and just letting the Athletic guys do it.
I think he did so well, right? Polk is already good. I thought Bull did really well too.
Thank you.
I was like, we might be able to carry this thing by ourselves.
Yeah, to that, I'll say this. It was funny because it was a one-off.
Now,
I'm
listen.
not sure that anybody wants to see that on a regular basis.
No, you get one time. You get one time a year.
I will tell you guys, though, G. Bush, I didn't expect him to come up with jokes. G. Bush came up with a great little joke. And then Bull came out and I think blew out the mic. He was yelling so loud.
Bull was Bull was Bull.
Bull was
Yeah.
Bull. But it was hysterical.
Like, one person made a peep from the audience, and he had a shut the F up so fast.
It was his neighbor.
I
didn't realize.
I was blown away at the speed of all of it. Like, Bull went up there saying, no matter what happens, I'm not going to be shouted down.
Yeah.
Well, we
no
didn't
chance.
know. Me and Anthony was in the back, and I thought it was going to be a quick thing.
Yeah.
And Polk just kept going.
I
And
know.
I think the longer he went, I looked
It
at
made us
Anthony.
think like we had to do some shtick.
I looked at Anthony. I'm like, oh, he ain't got it.
Even
I saw
Jay-
his material just going away.
Even Jay, you didn't talk for a long time, but you
But
said
you-
you were just going to go up there for 2 seconds.
Oh
you
no,
didn't. You had
it
some
was
good
4 or
lines.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't speak that long, but I
No,
just...
but you had a couple of good lines.
At that point, I didn't know what the night was going to become.
Right, you had no clue at
I
that
thought
point.
Mike was going to pop up there and do
Right.
like a 3 to 4 minute warm-up.
Mike probably did an hour all total.
And
Every
yeah.
50
Mike's
minutes
song
at
at
least.
the end was the best part of the
That
night,
was
though.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Oh yeah. but it was
By the
great,
way, if you've never seen Mike Polk in stand-up, he was
I'll
he
give
was
him-
beyond funny.
I'll give
Yeah.
him
It
his
was great.
flowers. Like when he did the song at the end.
That was the funniest of
I'll
all.
say-
of
God.
I say,
There's a
damn, bro.
video to that on YouTube.
I
I
said,
somewhere.
damn,
that is
bro.
old. That song is old. I've known Mike for 20 years. We went to college together.
Yeah.
Go look it up. I meant to tell you this, Mike, last night. You probably just don't know. He sang to Kim Kardashian.
He did. That's a fact.
Years ago.
It's
Wait,
a
what?
fact on some crazy TV
Telemundo.
show. Telemundo.
My mom seen it.
He
Yeah.
went on Telemundo and sang to Kim Kardashian one semester of Spanish love song, and it's hysterical.
Yeah,
This
he-
is before Kim became like she
Well,
was
this-
in
right.
that growing
Yeah, yeah,
phase.
yeah.
This is before the Polk became
But
Polk.
that last
true.
song he did was hilarious, and I thought that Brown song he did, he
Very
was really
good.
funny
Yeah.
too.
It's very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Mike.
did-
I've seen Mike a couple of times at the club.
Yeah.
He's super good. He doesn't do a lot of it anymore, but if you get a
He
chance
should,
to see
man.
him,
He's funny as
absolutely
hell.
check him out.
It was
because-
great. The crowd was awesome. The fans were so nice.
Yeah.
We all schmoozed with the fans after they all came up and said hello.
Hell,
We all
some of
took
them went out
pictures.
for drinks with us afterwards.
Yeah.
They kicked it for a minute. Like we was looking around and I'm like, oh, the lights came on, and then they were there for 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Shout out to Pickwick and Frolic and Hilarities, though, for letting us do that.
They were great.
It was awesome. Their staff was
They
great.
filmed it. I mean, they filmed that for us, which was so clutch.
Wow.
And I know Polk set it up, and they told us Polk always shows up late. Polk was going to be here today. He got called on a Channel 3 shoot, so unfortunately he's not here to recap it
And their
with
food
us.
You know
was
what? You
actually
know what the
pretty
shoot
good.
was that he got called on?
What you mean actually?
He's
Is it a giant
good.
pumpkin
Jumping.
in Medina?
even better.
I got mozzarella sticks and French fries. They were good. Jason got a shrimp cocktail at a comedy club. I've never seen that before. Was it any good?
Well, yeah, it wasn't bad. My wife ordered it from Pickwick and Frolic. It's not the comedy club's
Oh,
food.
yeah,
It's
okay.
Pickwick
Yeah.
and Frolic.
Well, yeah,
Mike
what's the
today?
race Polk on?
So breakdancing is going into the Olympics. I'm not making this up.
Breakdancing is in the
Breakdancing.
Olympics?
And there's a breakdancing team here in Cleveland. And so Mike right now is with them shooting a feature. And I asked him, I said, you're breakdancing, right? He goes, oh, yeah. And I said, and you're bringing your own cardboard, right? He goes, of course. I'm not a rookie at this. So we will get to see Mike breakdance on his latest
Breakdancing in
feature.
the Olympics?
I
on
have
Channel
to
3.
imagine no grown man in Cleveland owns more random cardboard boxes in their house
than
on
Mike.
any given day of the year than Mr. Mike Polk.
Mike's awesome, man. I just
God.
love him. I
It
sat
was-
next to his dad. I love his dad, too. His
That is-
dad,
That's huge, by the way.
his dad's
Huge.
6'7".
Yeah.
Big
He's
guy.
huge.
And he said when his dad got married at 20, he was 6'7", 155 pounds.
His dad came up to me after I spoke to his dad a couple of times, but at the end of the show, he goes, I didn't know what I thought of you before today, but you're great. And he goes, Mike says you're awesome, but I didn't know for myself. He goes, you're great.
He's a good dude.
Thanks.
I love Mr. Polk.
He was great. It was such a perfect night. It really was.
And Mike went. I want to give a shout out to Mike because we kind of just dropped this on him. You know, like we basically invited ourselves to his house, to his comedy club that he is a headliner at a lot.
Yeah.
And we just looked at him as, now, you'll take care of everything, right?
Just figure it out.
Well, that's not easy. First
Yeah.
of all, they're not normally open on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So he had to convince the owner, who loves Mike, by the way, to open on a random Wednesday night,
Staff it,
bring all the people in, and act like it's a full show and a full night.
And considering
We had a whole nother comedian. Shout out to him. He
Brian
was
Kenny,
dope,
who
too.
was really
He was
funny.
dope.
Brian Kenny was very
I liked his
funny.
wrestling angle. Jay,
Oh,
I know you laughed.
listen,
you was laughing tough.
I was dying laughing at the
that,
wrestling.
You know it intimately.
I knew it all, bro. I knew it all. And honest to God, I told my wife, I said, if there's footage of the match that he explained somewhere, I would pay a lot of money to look at that. Because
considering it was a Wednesday night and the Cavs were playing at home,
Right.
it was a great crowd that we had.
it was.
What do you guys